caught up on the forecast and tell you that we've got sort of a parade of storms headed our way. We've got an active pattern. And you may remember about a week or two ago, we were telling you about the chance for a pattern flip in February. We had a cold January, we had snow showers almost every day. Some amounted to much more than others, others just scattered flurries and snow showers. But now we've got a pattern where we're a little milder, but we're still below average. So temperatures on average in the lower 30s as we so far go through February. But we're right in this cusp where we get a parade of storms that come by almost every other day. We get some type of storm system. Now, I know when you think of storms, sometimes you think of either springtime storms, rain and thunder, what have you, and in the wintertime you think of probably outrageous ice storms or outrageous snowstorms. But these storms may not exhibit a whole lot in the way of snow, but at the same time, ice is now involved. You know, that's the most dangerous form, especially freezing rain, wintry precipitation. So now we're talking about a little bit of ice with some of these storms that come through. So let's kind of get you updated. I kind of like to just go through the regular forecast, and then we just go through it a little slower than we would on TV. So a cool pattern. We'll get a little bit warmer middle part of the week under a warm front with another storm system before the cold front comes in and brings us a little bit of precip there. But dry today, much chillier than we were yesterday. Can you believe we made it to 53 yesterday? Columbus made it in the mid 60s, and Cincinnati made it in the upper 60s to maybe around 70 or so. I think Marietta was in the lower 70s yesterday. We were all under a warm front. Then the cold front came through last night. A lot of fog around. Temperatures obviously cooled off. It was a chilly one this morning, and then today it's a chilly one, but not bad. I always like to put things in the perspective of what we felt about 2 weeks ago when we had wind chills well below zero and air temperatures like 1, 2, 3. So I like to put it in perspective of there. So sure, it's chilly, but it's not abnormally cold. So we can handle these 30s. We're Northeast Ohio. We've seen worse. We can handle these 30s. So it's a cool and dry day, but a mixed bag again coming our way over the next few days and even into next week too with this active pattern. So again, it's almost every other day we get some sort of storm system, but they're not necessarily going to be overwhelmingly disruptive like the feet of snow back in November in the snow belt and the obsessively cold like we had a couple weeks ago. Right now, clouds are coming in off the lake, so it's starting to cloud over in Akron, Canton, you're next, over into Mansfield and Richland, probably starting to see a few clouds roll in there. It's cloudy up here by the lake. You can see the clouds are a little thicker there. Down in the Canton, you're still seeing some sunshine. Youngstown seeing a little bit of sunshine. New Philadelphia, sunny. Over into Wayne and Holmes County, Worcester, you're doing fine. Loudonville's doing fine with sunshine, but just chilly temperatures there. And this kind of tells that story right there. Worcester, seeing a little bit of sunny skies, 33, 38 in New Philadelphia with sunny skies, and 33 in Akron, and Youngstown starting to see the cloud cover at 33 as well. Ashtabula a little colder, 28. 30 in the Cleveland, Lorain, cloudy. So the clouds coming in, and we mentioned there'd be times of blue sky and sunshine today, but be predominantly cloudy as these winds out of the north are bringing in the clouds. It's a little breezy at times, about 10 to 15 miles per hour, so it makes it feel a little bit cold. Every now and again, a little gust in there. So the wind gusts up in Ashtabula about 22 miles per hour. So it feels like it's 17 in Ashtabula. Welcome back, winter. What a difference a day makes. My goodness. 29 is the real feel in Akron, Canton, and New Philadelphia. 18 is the real feel in Cleveland. And then 20s everywhere else. Mansfield, 21. Worcester 24, Lorain 22, even 20s over in the Toledo and Findlay around the I-75 corridor. So it's cold up here by the lake with those teens for wind chills, and then a little less cold as you head down south. We'll get to about 32 this afternoon. And then this evening, temperatures in the 20s, but we'll stay quiet for the most part. Now, what we can't rule out is a few flurries that are passing by now, and it will just be flakes flying in the air. Nothing accumulating, nothing dramatic, nothing to write home about, just a few flying flakes. But That's for some of us, not for everybody. So again, pretty quiet for the most part. Just cold as we go through the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. For you, Akron as well, temperatures in the 20s. So you'll want to bundle up with all the winter gear if you are headed out. Look back at January. Yep, it was a cold month. Look at all that blue on there. 20 days, or we were below average. And we're talking well below in some cases. I remember back Tuesday, June 21st, or January, wish it was June 21st. January 21st, that'd be the first day of summer. Oh, God, that'd be great. January 21st. 10 degrees. Remember that? 16. Those were when we were having those wind chills that were well below zero. And then every now and again, we get blessed with a heat wave like 45 or 43 towards the end of the month. But there were only 6 days of those. And then 5 days when we were about right on the money where we should be. But yeah, January was a cold month. So far, February is shaping out to be, it's up and down, but I think by and large here, it's a little colder. Not as cold as January, but a little colder than average. And it was a wet month too, but look at all the T's, meaning a trace of precipitation. It's just when it was snowing, it didn't really amount to anything. So it snowed a lot in January, but you can see that as far as when you take that snow, what we do for these purposes and what the National Weather Service does is, snow has a liquid ratio equivalent. So we might say 10 inches of snow equals 1 inch of rain. So when we're putting this here, we're taking that liquid equivalent of if that's snow or rain. And so that's why you see a trace there, although it might be a dusting of snow in some of these on some of those days. But it's well below our average of about 3 inches for the month. We only got about 2 inches for the month. So we're still lacking in some sort of precipitation in the state, not in Northeast Ohio. Northeast Ohio, we're fine as far as any drought goes, but in Southeast Ohio, they could still use a little bit of help. Here, I'll show you that drought monitor real quick. So over towards Toledo and Findlay, they're just abnormally dry. And abnormally dry to a moderate drought down towards Zanesville and Marietta, that area. Luckily, we've improved dramatically since the summer, where we were running some good drought deficits to where it could start to affect the economy. It could start to affect crops and agriculture and things like that. But luckily, we are done with that. And usually around these parts, usually these latitudes, we don't suffer from drought too long because there are always these systems that are coming through here and giving us precipitation. So that's the good news on that front. All right, so as far as our parade of storms happening this week, so here is that storm track right there. You see those areas of low pressure going to ride right along that. It's sort of like when you're playing Monopoly and it says take a ride on the reading, take a ride on what B&O railroads or what have you. You got a whole train track of storms that we've decided to take a ride on, and they come right through our area and give us that precipitation. First up, we get into late tomorrow night into the overnight. We got ice. So it's a mix of freezing rain and sleet, which, again, going to make things slick. But the good news, and I'll show you in a second, the good news is by the time we reach the morning rush hour on Thursday, it's just going to be a good old-fashioned rain to drying out. So morning rush shouldn't be affected with slick conditions, thankfully, on Thursday. Second one coming just in time for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Then we got another one that's coming next week. That'll come around Tuesday or so. So these storms, again, may not be crazily disruptive, but they're storm systems nonetheless. So again, tomorrow we're going to be dry through the day. It's the late evening time that we'll get that mix of ice in there. Late night ice. Kind of sounds like a drink or something right there. When I wrote that, I kind of chuckled. Like, I like that. Down to the meteorological bartender, I guess. I don't even drink, but it sounds nice. Morning rain on Thursday turns dry in the afternoon. And then Friday we're dry, maybe even see a little bit of sunshine. Then on Saturday, we got another wintry mix coming in here with some ice involved. And then on Saturday, when temperatures are colder, it's just snow showers on Sunday. So again, that system that comes in, it's late night on Wednesday, tomorrow night, and ice accumulation about 1/10 of an inch on average Anything worse than that will be out west going towards Toledo. So they, around the 75 corridor, they would probably get the worst of any ice. But nonetheless, if you're out overnight tomorrow night, you are going to run into this, so you are going to have to take it easy there. Rain showers by Thursday morning again, as I mentioned. All right, here's the futurecast, running through that. So for the rest of today, we are staying cloudy. Again, maybe an isolated flake or flurry flying by, but nothing to write home about. There's tomorrow morning, no problems. We're dry, just cloudy. And then we get into tomorrow evening about 8 o'clock. So you'll see down towards like Holmes County, there's New Philadelphia and Tuscarawas County, over in the Carroll County. You start to see a little bit of that ice in there. Even over towards Bell Fountain, you start to see a little bit of ice. That's in the south, but then it starts to move northward. There's 11 o'clock tomorrow night. There's that ice. Notice that you don't see anything else but ice. So that's the freezing rain, light amounts. Now, by the time we get towards, say, 3 o'clock in the morning, temperatures start to warm up enough to where some of that freezing rain is just turning into regular rain as the temperatures warm here at the surface. And then by 5:30 in the morning, it's all just regular, good old-fashioned rain, and it's starting to move out by the rush hour. There's 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. We're seeing 77 and eastward. Just regular rain, and we're drying out 77 and westward. And then there's the afternoon on Thursday, and we are dry, but just cloudy. And then we get into Friday, and we get a little bit of sunshine in there and staying on the dry side. So today, 30, mostly cloudy, chilly, breezy. And then tonight, 22, so another cold night, mostly cloudy. Quiet. That's again that Taylor Swift song. We're gonna be 22 tonight. Thank you, thank you. You know, I should win a Grammy. Just saying. If they had such awards for meteorologists, maybe I'd put my name in there. 33 on Wednesday. Again, so a little colder, but slightly below average, but not too terrible. And you'll notice again that whole 8-day forecast. Those temperatures, we got 129, 145, and the rest were all in the 30s. So we're not doing bad for ourselves temperature wise. Overnight lows are all in the 20s. You got 133 in there. On Friday, 32. We're in between systems, partly cloudy skies. And then on Saturday, there's our next system where in the morning we can get some ice, and then in the afternoon a cold rain. And then on the back side of that system, it's cold enough to where it's snow showers on Sunday. And then Tuesday, we get another system where, because it's far out and because of all the models are not agreeing with what's going to happen on Tuesday, just kept a 20% in there for now, but expect that to probably go up as we get closer and closer. So again, that train of storms that's coming in here, almost every other day we get some sort of system that's moving in. So unfortunately, ice is a part of it. I think most of us will probably prefer either snow or rain. We don't want to deal with that ice. Ice is not good. So as we get some of these storms with ice there, we really have to take precautions. So the good news is it's late night Wednesday night, tomorrow night, about 11 p.m. ish into about 4 a.m. is when the ice comes in, and then after that it starts to warm up where it's just a cold rain. So luckily the Thursday morning commute should be just fine. All right, we'll give you another update in a couple of hours on the air when we see you at Fox 8 News at 4. All right, have a good one, everybody.